take it out of your mouth like Olivier in Marathon. Give me the damn poem.
The poem. Here's the thing is, my dog died last Thursday.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, man, and so I've spent many a sleepless night, and last night I decided to put pen to paper.
Right, as a catharsis.
And get my thoughts out about my dog, my old dog, Bo. So, you want to hear the poem?
Yes.
Okay, here it is. He never came to me when I would call, unless I had a tennis ball or he felt like it. But mostly he didn't come at all. I mean, there were problems when he was young. He never learned to heel or sit or stay. He did things his way. As the young folks say, Dennis, I guess discipline was not his bag. But when you were with him, things sure didn't drag. He'd dig up a rose bush just to spite me. And then when I'd grab him, he'd turn and bite me. I mean, I was scared. Man, he bit a lot of folks from day to day. The delivery boy was his favorite pig. Prey. Man, he tore the hell out of that kid. The gas man wouldn't even read our meter. He said I owned a real man-eater. God, how I wish I'd listened to that gas man. You're not going to believe this, but he set the house on fire. Look, the story's too long to tell. Suffice to say that he survived, but the house was a smoldering hell. On the evening walks, and Gloria took him. That's my wife. That's my wife, Dennis, Gloria. He was always the first out the door. The old one and I brought up the rear. That's what I call my wife, the old one. Why I married an old woman, I have no idea. But anyways, the old one and I brought up the rear because our bones were sore. Probably because that dog would chew on the bones of our legs every cursed day. He would charge up the street with Mom hanging on. Boy, what a beautiful pair they made. And if it was still light and the tourists were out, they created a bit of a stir. And by stir, I mean countless lawsuits. But every once in a while, he'd stop in his tracks and with a frown on his face, look around. It was just to make sure that the old one, that's my wife, was there and would follow where he was bound. And we knew damn well enough to follow, I'll tell you that. We're early to bedders at our house, Dennis. I guess I'm the first to retire. I like to get to sleep before the old one clambers into bed. And as I'd leave the room, he'd look at me and get up from his place by the fire. God, he loved that fire. He'd stare at it for hours. It was like he was getting messages from it. He knew where the tennis balls were upstairs, and I'd give him one for a while. And he'd push it under the bed with his nose, and I'd fish it out with a smile, a nervous smile. And before very long, he'd tire of the ball and be asleep in his corner in no time at all. By the fire! And there were nights when I'd feel him climb on our bed and lie between us. And I don't know what to do. I just